Yo, this reunion was everything. Let's talk, y'all. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now remember, subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started with this review, let me give a shout out to GMAC, which is Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you're in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to the GMAC crew and get you an HIV home test kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can call the GMAC crew and make a same-day appointment and come to the location to pick it up. Also, if you're interested in PrEP, which is HIV prevention, reach out to the GMAC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of KRSTV and would like to become one of my Black Diamonds, check out my Patreon today. Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $3 a month, you'll get all my YouTube content as well as special videos that will be specifically designed for my Black Diamonds. So check out my Patreon today. Also, check out my YouTube partner, BK WorldTube, which is the Black Netflix. You get everything from Love and Hip Hop to Black Ink Crew, RuPaul's Drag Race, and even this reunion special that I'm reviewing right now. You can also get it there as well. So check out BK WorldTube today. After you watch this video, check out my description box or comment section and click that link to check out BK WorldTube. Now, this is my review for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion. It actually appeared on HBO Max, and I must say, it was refreshing. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I remember when it premiered in 1990. I was 7 years old at the time, so I grew up with this show. You know, me and my brother never missed Monday nights watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We were huge fans of the show. And to see how much this show is still relevant even in today's world, you know, 30 years later, this show is still impactful, it's still insightful, and they've covered so much, you know, of the Black experience through that show. Even when I did my event called Black on Black Resentment last year, I actually opened up the event with the episode where Carlton is trying to join this Black fraternity, and they pretty much haze him, and they didn't let him in because they felt that he was a sellout, when yet, you know, because of the fact that he grew up in Bel-Air and he was privileged versus other Black people who, you know, grow up, you know, either, you know, in the streets or in the hood. You know, because he didn't represent that, he was considered non-Black. And, you know, I love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that it would cover topics like that, you know, that are even still prevalent right now. You know, even with police brutality, absentee fathers, you know, so many different, you know, areas of the Black experience that they shared. And I love the fact that what they did is that they merged, you know, hip-hop with the upper class, you know, and that Black people can exist in both in both areas, you know, that not all of us are, you know, inferior or, you know, gutter, that black people are educated, they are intelligent, and they do live affluent lives. Black people come in many different shades. We're a variety. And I think the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air showed that we're not, the stereotypes that they try to force on us, that we're so much more and even greater than what the media likes to perceive black people to be. But I really did love the reunion. It was everything. Like, I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. I have to say, get down in those comments and let me know, like, some of your favorite episodes of the show. I have to say, one of my favorite episodes is when they went on the Oprah Winfrey show. Me and my best friend, Kenneth Tukes of the K Tukes Spot. Check out his YouTube channel. We constantly, talk about that episode because that episode was just hilarious. Oprah, I have a question. What a surprise! It was just so cute, seeing them on the Oprah show and then Carlton doing the dance and everything. Like that episode was definitely one of my favorites. And also one of my favorites was the episode where Hillary was going to marry Trevor and he was going to propose to her in a very outlandish way by bungee jumping, and while he goes down, the physical comedy in that scene was just hilarious. Will you marry me? Like, just that alone. And they actually talked about that episode too. That was everything. And it was cool seeing them back at the old set, and all of them came out. Even Jazz was there. And they were just talking about, some of the highlights of the show and some of the biggest moments. Even the fact that, Will being an unseasoned actor used to mouth everybody's lines, and that's how he kept himself together. And they even showed, and that's funny, I never noticed it until this reunion, you could actually see him on camera mouthing other people's lines. And I was like, wow. I mean, because he was the most unseasoned out of all of them. I mean, he had a rap career, but he's never been an actor. So here it was, they saw something in him, and yet it's become, a staple in history. This show, and he was only 21 at the time. He was young and inexperienced. So they had experienced actors around him. I mean, one, the great James Avery. Rest in power, my brother. Like, I was a huge James Avery fan. I definitely looked at him as that father figure. I wish I had a father like him. Because he was no nonsense, but he was also tender, and he definitely had a heart of gold. And they all said that James Avery was the heart of the show. So when they did that piece about him, they all got emotional, because they said that he was proud of his race, he was proud of his history, he loved jazz music, and was very astute in black history. And even Tatiana Ali said that he gave her the education that she wouldn't have received anywhere else. So he definitely was like the big father figure for all of them, and his loss is still greatly felt. And it would have been beautiful, if he were still here, that he would have been a part of that, because definitely he would have been there. But he's definitely there, and because he had passed away in 2013, and I even have to say it was a huge loss, because James Avery was such a phenomenal talent, Shakespearean actor. For those who used to watch the cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he was the voice of Shredder, and he even did voice work for Grand Theft Auto and many other things. So definitely a huge talent. And I just loved how all of them were just talking about some of their favorite moments, and how this show, is still relevant in today's world, that even new generations are fans of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, it just goes to show you that, you know, we can do great things if we put our minds to it, you know. And I've always looked at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as a form of inspiration, you know, for myself, you know, that regardless of what's thrown at me, I can always rise above it. And that, you know, I don't have to be a stereotype of what being black is, that being black comes in all different shades, and that there are many different types of black people, and that we should embrace each other rather than tearing each other down. And it was like, it's everything. Like, I really did enjoy this reunion, you know, because it made you laugh, it made you cry. But I would have to say the absolute highlight of this reunion was seeing Will Smith make peace with Janet Hubert. Janet Hubert is a Juilliard graduate, a triple threat. She actually was on Broadway before she got on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, playing Aunt Viv, you know, the original Aunt Viv. And you can just see that she had so many iconic moments within the 3 seasons that she was on. But she left after the 3rd season because that was clarified, because we were all hearing in the media and the press that she got fired. She clarified in that sit down with Will, I was not fired. They offered me a deal that was beneath me, that, you know, was an insult, and I turned it down. So she chose to leave. And of course, you know, Daphne Maxwell Reid actually replaced her, and she was blackballed, because after she turned them down, you know, Will Smith had put it out there that she was difficult and all of that. And we know, just like when that word comes out for black actresses that they're difficult, that's literally the kiss of death. And we've seen it happen, you know, recently with Monique. So we know that to be the truth. And she went from making $250,000 a year to making absolutely nothing. And a lot, she also shared in the conversation of what was going on with her at the time. She was in an abusive marriage, and she also was actually pregnant with her son Jesse, and she was dealing with a lot. And she said that the reason why she stopped talking to people was because she didn't know who she could trust. And people, of course, you know, the fact that at one point they had this great camaraderie, and then all of a sudden everything changed, and you're no longer interacting with them on the set. It made other people feel, I can imagine it made everyone feel some kind of way about her. But to actually see her and Will actually hash that out and actually make peace was beautiful. You know, because they haven't spoken to each other for 27 years. They have taken jabs at each other in the press and in the media. I mean, the back and forth between the two of them was endless. I mean, Janet Hubert shared no hesitance to call Will out every chance she got. And she even has issues with Alfonso Ribeiro, and I think even still to this day they don't like each other. So because eventually they brought her on the set with the rest of the cast, I noticed Alfonso Ribeiro wasn't there. So their feud is still going on. But it was good for Will, being now he's a lot older, because at the time he was young. You know, he was only 21 years old, and he was given all this power. He was given all of these accolades, and of course it went to his head. And then on top of it, you had people who were in his camp who were you know, feeling the feud. You know, they were fuming it. You know, so his whole situation with Janet went entirely too far, and it destroyed her career and it destroyed her life. And I am grateful to the Most High that she is still here. She is still beautiful, because I was a huge fan of her on the show. And they would even go to say that the ratings of the show were never the same after she left. So that goes to show the power of her talent. And he said that I cannot have a reunion of this show and not celebrate you. And I thought that was very powerful. And they finally, hugged it out, and they apologized to each other. And it was beautiful to see that they decided to end a long feud and to actually build a new relationship. And it was cool seeing her actually meet Daphne Maxwell Reid for the first time. They never met each other, but yet in the press they were saying that they were feuding with each other. How the hell could they feud with each other and they never met? And they immediately embraced each other, and it was beautiful to see. And it was beautiful to see the rest of the cast embrace Janet, because Janet was a very important part of the success of the show. And I think that, yeah, she was treated badly by the power heads of NBC and the people who were a part of the show. I mean, because I don't think it was just Will alone, But I like the fact that Will owned his role in it. So Will definitely gets, my respect for that. You actually owned your shit, and you chose to do right. And I always respect someone when they can admit their wrongs. Because it takes someone of growth and it takes a person of growth and respect to admit when you're wrong. And I celebrate that, because we're human. We make bad choices all the time. But it's what you do after the fact is what really shows your actual manhood. So I definitely loved it, and I love the fact that this show is still iconic to this very day. And tell you the truth, a lot of the issues that they discussed are still issues that we're facing right now, unfortunately. But I think that we have to move with great faith and diligence, that we can actually change our narrative, and that we won't continue to repeat the same faults of our history. But I have to say, this reunion is exactly what I needed. I definitely encourage everyone to go check it out. It's on HBO Max, but also BK WorldTube has it on their site, so you can go there to check it out too. I must say, it was everything, and I really enjoyed this. And Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is actually a stamp in television history, and it's just going to continue from this point forward. But man, 30 years, and yet we're still talking about this show. I mean, it just goes to show you that when we as a people, when we create great projects, we can actually inspire the world. So that's what I have, y'all. But yeah, get down in those comments and let me know your thoughts on the reunion, and also share some of your favorite episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'd love to chat with you guys in regards to that. So until next time, everybody, take care.